Stories are an interesting thing. Whether they be stories of a man from a far off world being reborn in a body that's very incredibly fragile, another man keeping secrets too numerous to count, a young goblin swept up in the throes of adventure, or a wolf who's often too afraid to act. Stories like these are definitely not a dime a dozen, but they are here in the Serpents' Tales of Elandria.
Woo! Alright, so I got that. I've got the short quest notes for today. And this one is actually, let me grab I actually need the monster manual for this one because I did not OCD and write the stats down for every monster you'll encounter on this one.
Every monster?
Oh, dude, everything I've penned out so far, I have little note cards that literally have the monster manual page written down so I don't have to keep going to the book.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, I need to buy like an app. I know they have them for, you can get them for, like a tablet or for a phone.
D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I need to suck it up and get all that going.
But that costs money.
Yeah, well actually, hopefully very soon I'll be good on that. Alright, you there, Bill?
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. Alright. Gonna pick up kind of where we left off the last time. Yeah, so Gorak and Hearth are leading you back to the... We're going to go back just a little bit so I can give you a description of the building and everything. So Gorak and Hearth lead you back to the Serpent's Den, the grand hall of the Fangs of the Serpent. As you near the large building, you can't help but notice the giant Leviathan statue built into the architecture, weaving in and out of the walls of the structure, continuing throughout the building. So basically, it's a building with a giant snake statue that weaves in and out of it, like through the walls and everything else. Weaving throughout the building. The Leviathan is locked in eternal battle with Ottoman Fallen Water, the man in whose memory the guild was founded some 300 years ago. His mighty harpoon, Decimation, is piercing the massive beast's throat. The closer you get to your destination, the more your awe grows. You had heard of the wondrous side of the hall, but no matter what you had heard, there is no way to imagine the sheer realism of this epic battle, eternally captured in exotic stone. Sorry. Every scale is perfectly created, every muscle and drop of blood perfectly rendered in the stone. It's as if they had simply covered the real Ottoman and Leviathan in a thin layer of sediment and let it go on from there. As impressive as the statue is, it is nothing before the building for which it is seamlessly integrated. The hall itself is 3 stories tall with a large, I want to say portcullis, but I don't think that's quite right. Because a portcullis is usually like pointed and like offensive. It's got like a fancy wooden fence around it, like an ornate wooden fence. Tall enough, kind of like what you'd see around a castle almost. And there's like a little thing above it, you can see people kind of walking around on like an upper level of the gate. It has a giant ornate wooden gate in front of it. And as you pass through the open gate, you see there's like a area before the hall itself where there's like a mini stable to keep animals. There's like a smith working in the yard, and there's little places for them to practice and work on their crafts. It's kind of like a whole mini little town inside the town, right there, like a members only club for whatever you need. They bring you into the hall. So you finally make your way into the giant hall. You see this as you enter the hall. You realize that the snake statue actually weaves inside the building itself, and that the building is larger inside somehow. Like, it shouldn't be as big as it is, but you can see like the upstairs, the rooms, the hall just extends on forever. Like there's no end in sight. There's no realistic way why this could be happening. You're pretty sure it's magical, but knowing enough about it, you're just content to accept that it's bigger on the inside. And that was a lot more Doctor Who-y than I'd planned. You also notice there's a bar downstairs, not too far from the entrance. There's a demonic-looking gentleman behind the bar, serving up a couple, like 6 to 7 patrons. A couple people are talking. Gorak and Hurt, they look back at you, and they welcome you in. They tell you that they would give you the whole spiel, but you've already had the spiel like 3 times now in this. So we're just going to give you guys your welcome pack for joining the guild, and then we're going to tell you how missions work from here on out. Well, not here on out, in the future, because this first one's planned, unfortunately. So you guys now have, between the 2 of you, they usually work in teams of 4, but they're going to make an exception because they're going to count Smek and Piss Pants as your 3rd and 4th for the time being.
All right.
So between you guys, so between the 2 of you guys, you now have 4 beads of reincarnation. It's kind of like this is kind of like your survival starter pack. In case of emergency, you can use these beads to cast reincarnation on one person. It has 1 use. So if shit hits the fan, you can still kind of bring people back from the dead, kind of as a make up for your lack of a cleric. You guys also are both given a magical patch that has the symbol of the fangs of the serpent. It's giant, like ornate, like serpent's mouth from like the front. The badge is magical. You can affix it anywhere onto any piece of equipment or yourself. So it acts as like a removable tattoo, I guess. Yeah, so you can put it on any piece of equipment that you have. You can put it on your body, however you want to put it, to show that you are now a member of the fangs of the serpent. And if you want to change where it's at, you can. Like I said, it's not permanently affixed to anything. So if you get like better equipment, like if you put it on your chest and you get a better suit of armor or whatever, you can take it off and put it on the new one. But it's entirely up to you whether you display it or not. Some people are more lenient to your cause, if that makes sense. Like some people like the guild and some people not so much. So sometimes letting people know that you're a member of the Fangs could help you or could hinder you. Just leave that for you guys to decide whether or not you do anything with that.
I know where I want to kind of put it. I kind of want to put it like under like an equivalent of a lapel in my monk-like robes. So like it's very easily flipped out to like show it to people who would be beneficial, but it's also just hidden enough that people won't go like, "What's that?"
Right. So if you need to, you can just kind of show it real quick, but for the most part, it's hidden unless you want it to be seen.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
So you're kind of using it kind of like a cop badge almost. Like you can flip it out, show it, and then hide it again.
Yeah, and it like because I can do it so quick. Say like people go like, "Oh man, are you part of the Assassin's Guild?" And go like, "Yeah, what of it?" And bullshit my way out of shit.
All right. Let's see. What's this? Oh, and you guys also for your team. This isn't an individual thing. You guys get a talking stone. It's basically it's a face. It's a stone that looks like a face, kind of like a flat stone mask. No, not what you're thinking. But it's a flat stone mask that looks like an indiscriminate, kind of like a what were they called? The sorrow mask? Not the sorrow mask. The tragedy and comedy mask. It kind of looks like one of those. And what it does is there's an exact match of it left at the guild hall that looks like it's the exact same face. And once a day, you can use that face to talk to somebody with the other stone. So basically, you can send back reports or you can get messages from the guild with it. Just makes it easier so you guys can get mission updates or whatever you need. So you guys don't have to report back to the guild every time. So that saves us from having to go back to point A every time you guys accomplish something. Saves us some story time later.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have magical walkie-talkies. There you go. You have magical tattoo, magical walkie-talkie, and something that brings you back to life if shit hits the fan. However, you don't come back as the same race. You have to roll for race, is the downside of that. So just bear that in mind. So you guys can die, but if you die, you don't necessarily come back as what you are. I'm very curious to see how that would work with Ray Walt or any of the others. Or Piss Pants. Piss Pants or Smek would be funny too, but neither here nor there. So you're given your starter kit. Also, any of you guys have any healing potions, do you know?
Unless there's one in Explorer's Pack, nah.
All right. For sake of argument, because they don't want you guys to die, we're going to assume that you guys have, between the two of you, you have 3 lesser potions of healing. Which heals, I believe, is 1d6. Let me double verify that. Because again, you guys don't have a cleric. But as you guys are kind of OP with some of your stuff for the time being. But then again, this is all supposed to be low. Yeah, ignore all this. But
What level? And so 2-part question: what level is the following? And was it only if I decided to go field hand as opposed to reaper? Was I going to grow vegetables off of me that can act like potions?
Yeah, I think that
Or
was
not
level.
like a pinata. I think it was. You have to sacrifice myself, and then like a bunch of nutrients pop out or something. I can't recall.
Yeah, it was like you're stuffed with fruit or something.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah, let's see what level that is. Let me pull up the farmer information. That's the one of the.
I think that
There's
was a you and I original. I don't know if it's actually
Well,
on the sheet.
the actual thing where you get you can heal people. It's because it's like you're supposed to like give them extra food that you raised or something off your farm.
Oh, gotcha.
And then we turned it into the pinata thing.
Pinata.
Is what happened. Yeah, we changed that. It's let's see.
I think it might actually be 3rd. Just have to find it.
Yeah, let's see. Live off the land.
Oh, I think that's 7. Yeah, live off the land at 7th level. You're able to take potions as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's live off the land. Is like you can heal them yourself. There's one where it's like you can give to other people. I thought. Oh, pitchfork reboot yourself. Sorry, I'll be ready to go in just a minute because now I really want to find this.
I'll just edit this part out.
Right.
There we go.
Well, since you're editing this part out, seriously, was I the only 12-year-old that was going to wear my patch on my wiener? Because I feel like
You're a scarecrow. Do you have a wiener?
No, I guess not. But me and Scott were talking. I could just bunch a bunch of my hay and just shape it like one. You know, I could be just a massive. Yeah, edit this part out.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking earlier about that. Like, if he ever needed to like shrink or something, he could just like pull. Like, if there was like a short passageway, just like pull stuffing out of his legs or something, or like cut his legs in half here using like sticks, just make himself shorter for temporarily. But yeah. So it is at 7th level. At 7th level, you
7th
basically
level.
become a pinata. Yeah.
Zinga.
At 7th level, you live off the land. Yeah. At 7th level, you become a pinata.
Legit.
Yeah. All right. So we now know you become pinata at some point. We gave you light healing potions just for the sake of it. And with that, we're going to tell you about your next mission. Let's see. Yeah, the guild has been getting reports. They're on the outskirts of town. There's this old cave system that used to be part of the massive underground system. There was an earthquake a while back and it got cut off. But it was, like I said, it was a dwarven fortress. So there's actual like a building built into the mountain. But like I said, it collapsed and it was abandoned by the dwarves years ago. Now there's rumors that a set of bandits has taken up housing within these ruins. And unfortunately, no one's really got the time to go investigate. It's kind of a low priority. They haven't really been doing anything. They're there and they're aware of it. And if you guys could go take care of these bandits, that would be a great help to the guild before it becomes an issue. That's essentially your first mission.
So just some janitorial work, essentially.
Yeah, just some. They basically need you to go take care of these guys before it becomes an issue, and then they're going to look into some of the stuff that happened to you earlier, like why people were kidnapping the villagers and all that. So Gorak's going to talk to some of the other people about what happened in that village. But in the meantime, if you can take care of these bandits, you'll be doing everyone in the area a favor.
Well, I'll see why not. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm down.
Yeah, like I said, with that, you're given provisions. Is there anything you think you might need that you don't have? Like
Don't
nothing too exotic? As in nothing too exotic, just mission-related stuff. I tell you what, essentially we'll say that you guys have like anything, like if it comes up that you need like a lantern, rope, or like basic necessities, we'll say that you guys got them now.
Basic climbing kit, like stuff like that. Like
Yeah, So we'll say that, like, yeah, because it's a cave. We'll say you guys have like basic spelunking and climbing gear. Sound good?
Yeah.
And that way we don't have to argue later about whether or not somebody has a rope or a carabiner or something like that. Because I've seen adventures get completely derailed by like what's written on an inventory sheet. So for the sake of argument, they've given you, as long as it's not like healing equipment or anything like that, they've given you the basics you need to survive in this. You're not going to run out of food or anything like that for this mission. So that being said, they point you in the direction, and they basically let you guys go on your own. Like, there you go, follow this path, it'll lead you to a cave. You're good.
All right.
All right. As you as you start going out the way, it's a different way out of town. You're leaving like the north side of town now. And as you're going, you come across a bridge that leads across like an inlet from the ocean. And as you approach the inlet, you see a troll start to come out from under the bridge. And he's like, "Hey guys, you should wait. You should pay some toll. I got to ask you guys to help pay some tolls for my bridge."
What does Raywalt want to do?
I don't know if you know this or not, but taxes around here don't go to the bridge. And you guys are going to be sorry if anything happens to this bridge. You'll have to leave the other side of town and come back around. It's kind of an inconvenience.
I thought you were threatening the bridge for a second.
No, I just don't know if you know this, but all the taxes that went to bridge work has now gone to gibbs removal. This bridge is dangerously in need of some renovations, which the government refuses to pay for.
I mean, I almost feel bad for
You're
this.
laughing.
No, I'm not.
You're laughing.
I'm laughing out of character.
No, you're laughing, but this is serious. Bridge maintenance is very serious work. Just the other day, a kid fell through that hole over there.
How big?
You think anyone cared? No. Kids don't get no rest.
All right, I want to fear gaze this dude off the bridge immediately. Not really.
How much is the toll?
Oh, not much. 1 gold each. I'll even let the wolf and little guy go free.
How much money do we have?
I have 5 gold right now.
How much silver equates to 1 gold piece?
Oh man, now I gotta do math and economics.
I think
hold
it's
on.
just like 10. Like 10.
Yeah, it's not much, dude. It's
like 10 copper to 1 silver, 10 silver to 1 E.
Okay.
yeah.
Didn't we just get a bag of like 220 something silver from the wagon we wanted to burn down last time?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so in theory, it's going to cost us 9% of the silver we just acquired, not including anything that we already had. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but I'm also putting down one of my own personal gold pieces that I already had.
So basically, since you're basically giving him the fee plus an extra gold coin, is what you're saying.
You said 1 gold coin for each of us. So I'm putting down 1 gold coin for me. That way we only have to take out the equivalent of 1 gold coin.
Oh, okay. So you're just paying straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay straight up. Unless he wants to play basketball.
Unless he wants to dunk for this money.
No, that's all right. I greatly appreciate it, and the bridge will appreciate it too. And with that, he takes your money and he puts it in a very, very empty sack. He's like, now if only more people would care about bridge maintenance. And with that, you see him go back under the bridge and starts, like making some notes, checking out some of the problems of the bridge.
I'd like to. Hey, buddy, it might be a little bit better for bridge maintenance if you built like a little hut right here, up here, where people can see you to know that they could help and improve the bridge and surrounding areas.
No, that's all right. Trolls, we got our ways. Trolls are under the bridge.
Trolls are under the bridge, yes. But how many trolls how many people go under the bridge?
Well, not a whole lot. That's why I got to come out to them.
Yeah, but how many people are going to get afraid of a troll just popping up saying, hello?
Well, you see, I figure it's better that than letting them fall through the holes and meeting me under the bridge then.
So I would like to point out that there's no magical repairs to be done, right? Like, we're still crossing said scary, dangerous bridge, even though we paid.
No, it's not that dangerous. It's you can tell where the holes are. So if you're careful, you're all right.
You are a very light scarecrow, and I am fucking a ninja. We can cross this bridge like nothing.
Yeah, I could just foof my way across. Okay, sounds good to me.
As you leave the bridge, you hear some hammering. from behind.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually putting the money to bridge maintenance, so you don't have to worry about being scammed on that. All right. So having left the bridge troll behind to work on his bridge with his newfound wealth, because I really think you guys are probably the only people who have ever paid that poor troll. So yeah, so you leave town, go down the path where they told you, follow all the landmarks. Takes you about a day and a half. Yeah, so day and a half, you're coming down.
Did we eat at Huddle House and had like a really good time there?
Not only that, but like the next day you got up and it was like Wednesday, so you got to go to Village Inn the next day and get free pie.
I love
So yeah, so it's been a pretty good trip. Yeah, Huddle House and free pie afterwards. So as you're walking down, you come across there's like a little hut in the woods. Well, not really in the woods, kind of like on the side of the road, little hut. And it's roughly where you guys are supposed to kind of go veer off the path and go into the woods to like find this cave. So you have a pretty good idea of where you need to go, but opposite of where the hut is. So what do you guys do?
The hut is either a person that was already there, worried about the bandits, or is a bandit lookout. So I suggest we knock on the door.
All
I'm
right,
definitely-
all right. So you knock on the door. Nothing happens.
I knock on the door again, and this time I say, "Don't worry, we're not trying to sell you religion or anything."
Yeah, there's nothing coming from inside the. No noise, no rustling, nothing. Just again, silence.
Are there any are there any holes that something smaller like, I don't know, piss pants could sneak into and check it out, or nah?
It's pretty well built. So there's a chimney up top and there's some windows. If you wanted to break a window, you could probably throw one of them through, but as far as like a hole in the wall or like a gap between the boards or anything, not really. Okay, so all right, so just looking at the thing, just say that you guys were looking for the holes. I'll give you a brief. It's I said it's off the path a little ways, not very far. But I mean, there's like a little side path from the main path that leads to it, so you can tell that it's been lived in. It's reasonably well maintained. You notice there's like a little porch. It's maybe we'll say like a 30 by 40 cabin, 30 foot by 40 cabin. There's like a window on most of the walls. There's a front door. There's a smaller back door. You can see a chimney. There's no smoke coming from the chimney. There's no lights coming from any of the windows. And the windows are pretty intact. So it's pretty well maintained, but nothing extraordinary. It's just a cabin in the woods.
We got to be careful of any books we find in the basement.
I'm sorry, you kind of cut out.
We got to be careful of any books we find in the basement.
All right.
Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, may as well.
All right, cool.
I'm assuming they're hiding.
All right.
So I just do the simplest thing. I go check to see if the door's unlocked.
You check the door and front or back door?
Let's go back door.
Back door is open. Yes.
All right. I go back around. Back door's open. Let's go inside, guys.
Agreed.
All right, so you guys go back to the back door. You're there. What do you do?
Let's take a look around. What do I see? Do I need a roll?
Do you guys have dark vision?
I think Scarecrow's. I don't know if it's dark vision, but it's that stuff that let me look it up. Actually, it's something to the effect I can see dark as gray and gray as light, or something.
That's right. You see, you can see for 60 feet, so you can see okay. Teo, I don't think you have dark vision.
Yeah, because I'm
So
technically human.
Yeah, statistically you're human. So you see about 5-10 feet into the building from what the light from outside, because like I said, it's like dusk outside. It's starting to get dark, but there's still enough that you can kind of see the room you're in, but you can't see anything else. Whereas Raywalt, you can see that it's basically like a bare room. There's like a table and a couple chairs off to the side, and then you see a door on the north wall and on the east wall, leading into other rooms. Doesn't really seem to be anything from the doorway that you can see there. Whereas like Teo, you can make out the chairs and the table off to the side, but that's really all you're seeing in this room.
How old does the stuff in the room look? Like, is there a layer of dust caking it?
You can't really tell. Like I said it's too dark to tell. Well, I guess if you could like walk over to it and you can like rub your hands on it and look, I guess.
Yeah, just I'd run a finger through it.
There's some, but it's not much. Like if you were to, do you have like a nature or insight? Yeah, investigation or insight, whatever's higher for you. I think it's insight. Yeah,
Insight's
roll
higher,
in. Yeah, so roll an insight real quick.
Okay, hold on. Oop. That is 11.
I'm sorry.
I got 11. 7 plus 4.
11. Okay. Yeah, you can. There's a bit of dust on there, but it's not much. So you could probably figure that it's probably been left alone for about a month or so, about as long as you guys were told that the bandits were around.
I relay that information to Smack, Piss Pants, and Raywalt, and basically say probably abandoned. They probably the people who lived here were probably ran out by the bandits. Let's check out the rest, see if there's anything worth value. And since it's getting pretty late, why don't we stop here for the night and go crack a morning when they're still asleep and deal with them then?
Okay. Raywald have any input?
Oh no, I'm agreeing.
Okay. Also, you see, there's you can see no, I'm sorry, wrong room. Never mind. So you're still in that room. Yeah. It's still getting dark. What do you guys?
Since I don't have dark vision, I suggest we don't split up. So let's just go to the other two rooms together.
So you're gonna let him. All right. So you're gonna let the other three who have the actual senses kind of go ahead of you, and you're gonna kind of stumble behind them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to Raywalt's bottom of his shirt like a little child.
Okay.
Because I'm also imagining, since you're a scarecrow, you're also like 2 feet taller than me, even though I'm a fully grown adult.
Right.
All right. So,
not that it probably matters, but I would have Piss Pants bring up the rear. That way, nobody can startle you if you try to sneak around.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that sounds good. So it's
me and Schmeck ish, and then you a little far behind, holding the tattered cloth, and Piss Pants bringing up the rear. Then
sounds good.
Okay. There's two exits. There's a north door, which is directly across from you, and then there's one to your left, which is the western. I said eastern earlier, but I meant western. So yeah, north or west.
Let's just go north. Straightforward.
Agreed.
Oh, all right. You guys are being stealthy, I'm guessing.
As stealthy as we can be with a giant scarecrow, a goblin, and a wolf.
Okay, I'm going to need rolls from everybody. Teo, you're not necessarily at disadvantage because you're being led around, but subtract 1 from your overall roll, just because it's dark and you just to like take into account like maybe there's something he didn't see or something.
Okay.
Like he just stepped over it. So yeah, so -1 for you. Everyone else roll, and I'm gonna roll Piss Pants and.
What is it? A 20?
Yeah, just roll a 20, and I got your numbers here, so just let me know what you got.
I'm so happy this chair doesn't sit up as well, so I have to toss my die into the tower. So I get to say Kobe every single time we roll. Kobe. Crap. All right, missed a die.
I got 16.
All right, 1 second.
All right, so you're managing to be stealthy. Smack and Piss Pants are both doing okay. It's all up to Raywalt. Yeah, you guys are fine. You guys are being quiet and ninja-like. Haven't stumbled on anything, no like Lego blocks or anything on the floor. You make your way into the north room. You see that the north room pretty much occupies the entire front half of the cabin. It's essentially, right now you got a feel for the room. It's like a 3-room cabin. There's like 2 rooms, the one room you're in and the room it connected to, and then like the one big front room, and then the front door and porch from there. Raywalt, you've got dark vision, so looking around, you can see there's a fireplace off to the side.
There's like a small, like straw mattress, like a simple like mattress. It kind of looks like this was like a hunter cabin, maybe, or maybe like like hunters lived out here. Like you can see like a bow on the mantle above the fireplace, a couple arrows here and there, like quiver in the corner. Nothing really stands out.
I wouldn't mind
course.
that. If Raywalt tells me about it, I wouldn't mind that bow and quiver and arrows to have another little thing in the arsenal.
You want me to go over and grab it?
Well, it's just because he can't see any of this. He sees there's a little bit of light coming in from the windows, but they're kind of dirty, so he can see in front of the windows, but he can't see the back wall or anything.
Okay. Send have Smack go do it. He can see it fine, right?
Yeah.
He is our butler.
Or if you guys even want to, you can like light the fireplace later. If you guys want to, or whatever you guys want to do, or light a lantern, something.
Yeah. You know what? Let's light. I can't see where anything is, so I can't do anything.
Right.
So if you want to light the fireplace, so I can just walk on my own and not have to bumble around on you.
Yeah, I'll let Smack do it just because I am fibrous. Knowing my dumbass, I'll light myself on fire.
Yeah, and he is technically a butler.
Yeah,
and he is a butler.
Well, you are probably wondering what is going on right at this moment. This is an experiment. Basically an ad break without actually having ads, because no one's listening to this podcast. Except, like, two people. Two people are listening to this podcast, and they're in the podcast. So, this is more for flow, for technical things, for updates. Hi, Scott. Hi, Bill. This is more of just a test to, again, see how this works out for you guys, how you feel about it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Back to the show.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Okay,
how good are Smek's gains right now? Is he looking sharp? Is he looking tight?
Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Yes, I actually made a character sheet. I rolled him up as a character because now he has a class and a background and everything.
How much?
So his stats. So yeah, his stats have changed a little bit from a standard goblin. Let me find his sheet and I will let you know how that worked out. But I am glad you said something.
I want to know how much he cut off his mile run.
Because yes, that is a thing. Yes, so Smack from a regular goblin. Let me find the regular goblin now. So Smack has. It's Owlbear. Why do I have Owlbear? Owlbear the bugbear. No. Oh, goblin Owlbear. You know what? I'm just going to grab the book. Anyway, so Smek, his strength has gone up. His strength, his dexterity, and his constitution are now much higher than the normal goblins. Unfortunately, his intelligence has gone down a good little bit. I don't know why, but it did. I'm going to say he's like... Yeah. So yeah, here's what it is. A normal goblin has like a -1 to strength modifier. Smek now has +2. His dexterity went up by his dexterity is the same. Constitution went up by +2. Intelligence went down by -2. These are all modifiers, not the actual score. The score is actually higher than that. His charisma has gone up, and his wisdom has gone up. So he's wiser, but he's stupider.
It just means he knows less about like sciencey things, and he just knows more about the streets.
There we go. So yes, all that happened. So Smek now is he's a real character. He's a real.
He's our buddy. He's our bro.
Yeah. So he's actually got it's kind of funny because for whatever reason through all that, he now has proficiency in investigation, even though it's based off intelligence. So he still actually has, even with proficiency, he still has a negative score in it. which I find hilarious because I am so going to have Smek investigate the hell out of stuff and then not let
Actually,
you know
hold
whether
on.
it succeeded.
Does Smek have a weapon?
He has wolf lords come with like a short sword and goblins come with a scimitar, so I just let him keep the scimitar because it does slightly more damage.
But since he's basically a mounted unit on Piss Pants, wouldn't it be beneficial for him to have the bow and arrow?
He has a short bow.
Okay, cool.
Longbow probably wouldn't work out so well anyway because the wolf's only so.
All right, cool.
He'd be like dragging the bow behind him into battle.
Just trying to be beneficial to everything.
Yeah, no, I get you, but yeah, it wouldn't benefit Smek. Yeah, the next logical upgrade for Smek would be like a crossbow or something.
Then the next one after that is an AK-47.
Or like an auto crossbow, or get like what we can do is we can get Piss Pants like a helmet that has like a crossbow like turret thing on it, like a little ball thing on it, so he can like put his crossbow on top of the helmet and it like swivels.
Can Smack have a rallying cry and say like, "Who needs weapons when you got guns like these?" And then he flexes, gives him +5 to intimidation factor.
Essentially, what's going to wind up happening with Smek is going to wind up taking one level, several classes, just to get all these things to work.
Yes.
Like, part of me is like, he should get like one level barbarian so he can go into like roid rage. So it's like,
good old roid rage.
and then we can give him like one class of bard so he can start doing that to pump people up. So like Smek's going to
Come
take
on,
like
one more rep,
level.
one more rep, one more rep.
Bro.
Yeah, so he's going to take one level of like every class just so he can gain all sorts of like random low level abilities.
Oh, legit.
Perfect.
So so that's going to be Smek's whole thing.
So we're now in a lit cabin. I have a bow, right?
It's a longbow. The bow itself's not magical, but you've noticed that one of the quivers has like 5 arrows. Those 5 arrows are +1.
Okay, quiver.
So do we know if anybody's in the house? Is this just one giant room, or have we explored it all?
You explored one of the 2 back rooms, and you went into the big room, and lit the fireplace, leaving the one room completely unexplored.
Okay. Now, how many bandits are supposedly could be here?
Estimates come out to, hold on, let me roll to see how accurate the reports are real quick, and then I'll let you know what the reports tell you. They're anywhere from 3 to 6 bandits.
Okay.
Are we
But
able
we're
to,
also a little way off from their hideout, so.
Yeah, you're still a good, from what you've gathered from the directions and everything, you're about 2 hours away.
Oh, tracking. I thought this was the place. I was like, there's no way 3 or 6 people are hiding in a room. Okay, tracking now.
Yeah, you guys, you were walking down the path that they told you to go down, and then where it kind of veers to the right, there was a cabin to the left.
Tracking.
And you guys explored the cabin to the left. Because it's about, if you guys had continued to the cave where they're supposedly at, it would have taken you would have gotten there right as the sun set.
Yeah, that's why I suggested we stay here overnight. Just wake up at the crack of dawn. So while they're still sleeping, just take them out.
Too easy.
No. We're gonna fuck up and make it hilarious.
Right. Are those creatures coming to attack us? I don't know, boss. Are they? Is that a fucking basketball hoop they have? What the fuck?
We think we're being sneaky, and we roll a 1, and you just hear
bouncing the basketball as loud as we can.
All right. So yes, you're in a well-lit room. There's a fire roaring. There's a room completely unexplored, still kind of dark. You guys are just hanging out. You've taken a bow. You've started exploring. Yeah, you've taken the bow. You've completely left that room empty, unexplored.
All right. Let's look at the last room to see if there's anything useful in there.
Last room.
Go in there. There's no windows. It's just there's ambient light coming in from the room you just came in because the fire's going. No light coming from the other room, the first room you came into. This room has like a little stove, like a little wood stove kind of looks like the kitchen. That's it. You guys want to? Yeah, kitchen.
We've already ate. I'd figure.
All right, so you're done with the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, let's rest for the night. Head out in the morning. So that's what I say we do.
All right.
That's fine with me. If
You
that's
guys
the
take
case,
it.
I'm gonna prop myself outside since I don't actually sleep, and I can pass as a
Deterrent.
normal scarecrow.
All right, so you're doing that, and then we determine that because you don't actually sleep, that you're like the perfect sentry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you're just gonna.
I think I remain motionless, but I see everything as though I was awake, and since
Yeah.
I pretty much communicate through telepathy within however long it is, I mean I can literally shout at Teo without
That's
any noise, you know.
That's right. Okay. I remember we had that conversation. I just didn't remember where we came up with on that. That's right. I recall that.
You can also be an alarm clock and wake us up when it's about time to head out.
How terrible would that be? Would you please stop doing that, Raywald? Whack, whack. I'm trying to sleep. Whack, whack.
He
stops. He stops for 10 minutes.
He does that at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's wrong, Raywalt? I'm bored. Can you entertain me?
I'm bored. Yeah, I'm bored. I still have 3 more hours of lifelessness. I fucking hate you, Raywalt. Have fun trying to sleep. Oh, I just whispered terrible things in your ear, so you dream about it. Schmeck slides his muscular boot.
All right. So that's the setup. You guys are going to rest inside, and he's going to stay outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Any other precautions?
Put out the fire.
Yeah, put out the fire.
Put out the fire. You're going to lock the doors or anything?
Do we have any traps in Teo's adventure bag?
Yeah, I got an explorer's pack. Do I got any traps in there?
Any traps? Yeah, I think it comes with like a bear trap. I think it comes with like 1 or 2 traps.
Is that like
So, yeah.
one time use?
No, it's a bear trap. It's one time use until you reset it.
Yeah, let's just set it out.
It's used.
One time
Huh?
it has one. I have to recharge it. I have to reset it. I can pick it back up and put it in my pack.
Right. You can use it as many times as you want, but once it's activated, you have to manually set it for it to work again.
Gotcha.
But you
How
can
many
use as many times as you want.
Are there?
There's the
to
2.
this
There's
house?
the 1. Yeah. There was like 3. How many windows were there? Hold on. 1, 2. There's 6 windows, a chimney, and 2 doors.
So what I would suggest is you go out the front, and then the back door, which was unlocked, put one right on the inside of the door. So they open the door, step on it. Shit! We all wake up and go like, okay, fight.
I tend to agree.
Well, and the if it means anything, the kitchen also only has no windows. It only has the 2 doors from the other rooms going into it.
So I would assume that's
Whereas the front room has the door, the fireplace, and 4 windows, and then the back room has the 1 door, 2 windows, and then the only way in there is from the other 2 rooms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay outside in the front. So
Yeah.
Right. You're staying out front and you're watching the path where it went into the woods where you guys are supposed to go for the
Correct.
bandits. Okay. So
Yeah, and the bear trap on the inside of the door in case someone steps through.
okay.
and Schmeck's hasn't lost so much intelligence that he's gonna activate it himself, right? He doesn't have like sleepwalking or
No. They're
he runs and picks it up.
no. You're good. The 2 of them aren't going to set it up.
Okay.
That being said, I'm going to make a couple rolls real quick just to see what happens throughout the night. Give me a second. Ooh. Okay. That was a 1.
Decided to show up early.
No, which room are you in, Chris?
I'm in the front room right where like that so Ray Walt's on the outside of the front door.
He's outside the front door.
Yeah.
So you, Smack, and Piss Pants are in the front room. Just making sure I'm getting all this. So you're in that front room. He's out front. You got the front door closed, and you got the bear traps in front of that door, and then the other door, and it's on the inside of the room.
The bear trap's on the inside of the back door. The one
Inside
we
of the back
came
door.
in.
Okay. Right. And you're asleep. That was a 1. Roll a perception check at disadvantage because you're asleep.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm loving where this is going.
I roll my alarm clock roll.
Mm. You're inside. You're outside. You're not part of this.
Right.
I rolled twice. I got 15, so plus 15 plus 4 is 19.
And that was at disadvantage?
Yep. Because I rolled a 15 and a 19, so 19 is my score.
Okay, so okay, I get you. So you're asleep. Like I said, with them next to you. Piss Pants and Smack are still asleep beside you, but you hear a noise and you notice someone standing above you. Well, actually, no, you got a 19. You would know before that. All right, you hear a noise come from the kitchen, but you hear like a kind of like a bang and like a scraping sound come from inside the kitchen, but you can't see. It's too dark.
Can Raywalt hear my brain, or can he only implant thoughts?
I think I can only communicate with you. I
Okay,
don't
so
think I
he-
read
Yeah,
mine.
So he
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear
kinda like
me,
a-
but I can hear him.
you can hear him because he can telepathically send, but he still hears auditorily.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay asleep, won't move, and just try and perceive the world. I open my eyes a little bit so I can maybe try and let my eyes cut through, and I'm just gonna keep quiet and see what happens in the next 5 seconds.
All right, so you're keeping quiet. You hear Smeck snoring beside you. You hear the breathing of Piss Pants. Rewalt's being quiet because he's unaware. Roll another perception check.
So, quick question. For living construct, it says that instead of sleeping, you enter an inactive state for 4 hours each day. Am I able to exit that whenever I want, or do I have to stay useless?
Yeah, we'll say you can exit it, but what it does, you'll have to catch up on it later.
Okay.
So what we'll do is, and it doesn't count as a short rest until you get the rest of it. So anything you would regain for a short rest. So say you sleep like 3 of the 4 hours, but you stop, you won't get the short rest benefits until you do the last hour. Like if you
Tracking.
regain a skill after a short rest.
Tracking.
Okay. All right. So what was your perception roll this time? I'm sorry.
Natural 20.
Okay, yeah, nat 20. They were being sneaky, but yeah, with the nat 20, your eyes have adjusted. It's a couple hours later, so it's not quite dawn, but it's not the dark of night. And maybe there's some like residual like embers or something. There's whatever reason there's enough light now that your eyes adjusted something. You now know what you can see into the thing, your echolocation, something. You're going full Daredevil. There we go. That's what's happening. You've gone full Daredevil. You hear all the little
the yokai inside
perfect
me
get
know
together.
that shit's going down, so they give me yokai eyes.
There we go. Yeah. So you're like the yokai are helping you out, and you see what's going on. You see through the doorway into the kitchen, which is kind of a straight shot from where you're resting, where the little bed was, which I'm assuming you rested on.
Yeah.
And you can see that on the ground, someone has lifted a tile out from under. They're like basically, it looks like there was a basement in the kitchen, and there was a tile on the floor that led to it, and they have lifted it up and they have pushed it aside, and you can now see someone starting to emerge from inside the basement.
Oof.
Yeah, I was really counting on you guys to explore the kitchen instead of be like, nope, we ate, we're good. Yeah, I didn't plan on this.
Does he look bandit-esque?
Let's see. Well, you did roll nat 20. Okay. Because you rolled the nat 20, I'm going to respect the 20. You make out that it doesn't really look like a bandit. It looks more like it's a smaller than you would expect a bandit to be, like almost like a child, but not. It's like one of the smaller races, but it's still kind of dark. You can't really tell. So maybe a child, maybe a halfling, maybe something like that, like a smaller creature. But it's definitely humanoid, and it is making a conscious effort not to make noise.
Does it look like does it have like a weapon in its hand?
Not as of yet, as it's climbing out.
Okay.
You can
I
see
would
that
like
there's
to
like a
wait-
dagger on the there's a dagger on the belt, but they're not like holding it.
Well, I'm confident enough in my skill set that if they get close enough, I could still whip their ass. So I'm just gonna wait, see what happens, See if they're
Is
like
the front door open or closed?
because
The
you're
exterior-
there. I think I'd say we put it ajar. Like it looks closed, but it isn't.
Because the way I understand it, I'm almost omniscient. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but I almost have like eyes in the back of my head type deal, like 360 look around, not
Right,
just
because it's not like you're actually seeing through the eyes; you're just seeing like around you.
yeah. So
Um,
if I'm positioned correctly, I might be able to see some of this as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's windows you can see through.
That's
yeah,
true.
there's wind. I'm going to say because they're in the back room, and because of where you're at, it's obscure. But in the near future, you might be able to see. We'll have you
Okay.
roll a perception. Once they get to a point where it might be feasible, we'll have you roll a perception check.
Too easy.
But but for now, it's too far away.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
gonna hold off a second, just see what they do, if they act in malice toward us or not.
All right. Let me roll. All right, I gotta make some rolls for the mysterious figure real quick. Oh, okay. And
Sounds like junior high.
with that, the figure starts stealthily, like making their way to the entrance to the front room, and kind of like peers around the corner to kind of glance inside, see what's going inside, and looks around. And the figure. Are you still with your eyes open, or you're like you're
I'm
feigning like
pretending
the
I'm asleep.
squinting?
I'm
So you're
I'm
feigning asleep.
sleeping. Yeah.
All right, but I mean, are you like looking in such a way that you think you'd be able to see these? Like, are you like peeking through eyelids or something at this person, or are you just?
While they were in the other room, I tried to sneakily reposition myself, like to where my arm, I kind of covering my eyes from point of view, but they're open.
Yeah, where you're at, you could do it because so where you're at in relationship, it wouldn't be suspicious. It's just try to get a feel for whether you're watching this or not. Okay, so you're watching. So they come around. You see they're like I said, because you're still like supervision for this. So you see them like kind of peer around the corner, and they're like their eyes rest on you. They see you're there, and they keep moving, sweeping the room, and then comes to Smack, and then looks right by the door and sees like Piss Pants there. And I guess seeing Piss Pants so close, not realizing that he's asleep, scared her. Because we're going to say it's a her now. I'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Sees the wolf standing right there, freaks out, and like falls over a little bit in the doorway and makes a noise. Consequently, she did very poorly on her stealth roll. That's why this is happening now.
Ah,
Stealth, yeah,
So I'm
because it was supposed to be
I'm-
stealthy, but yeah. So there's a loud bang. Smack and Piss Pants heard it, and they're both coming around. Smack's a little slow on the uptake because he's not sure where it came from. Piss Pants is immediately, because like I said, the lady's right there in front of him,
okay.
and you hear, Piss Pants starts barking. So there's no reason for you to keep pretending to be asleep. And Raywalt, you hear Piss Pants making a ruckus back in the cabin.
So I slowly just get up. Is she still freaking out on the ground?
After she fell and he started barking, she started trying to like make her way back into the kitchen, from the kitchen back into the other room. So she's trying to get out the back door now. Essentially, what happened? Yeah, what happened was she was trying to figure out. She was in the basement. She heard people walking around. You guys stopped making noise. She assumed you were asleep. She came up. She was looking around to see where everybody was, and then panicked and fell. And now she's trying to run out the back door. Because originally
Okay.
she was going to like look around and make a plan and try to be stealthy about it. Whatever she was going to do, she was being stealthy about it. Now that she's been discovered, her plan is to get out the back door.
Okay.
Is she looking towards the room or just beelining?
Well, she's still on the ground because, like I said, this is all happening right now. So it's all up to like Piss Pants is barking. She's basically on the ground and doing that like whole like crab walk thing back through the door.
I want to.
Smack.
I would like
Oh,
because
yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
already awake. I'm already awake, so I want to quickly get up, close any of the exits that she could get to, except the front door, so Raywalt can come in and help deal with shit. Basically, way she came in, and the way to the back door, and just kind of maybe even like light the fire in the fireplace, like basically surround her so she can't get away.
Right. Well, right now, like I said, she's going back into the kitchen. If you're doing that, you could go through, because I said she's still on the ground and prone and not making a lot of progress. You could run back into the other back room and then come back from behind her.
Who's faster, Piss
If that
Pants
makes
or
sense.
Teo?
Who's faster?
Yeah, because I can
Uh,
just telepathy tell the dog to do the same thing if it's quicker.
Well, I
Or if
said, well, Piss Pants already has her right there at that one door.
Yeah, Pets already
Right.
has one door blocked.
Right. And so,
Gotcha.
yeah, and the room that she's in, the room that she's kind of in the entryway to, there's the one door that leads to the other room, and then there's the way back into the basement. She's trying to make her way back towards the other door. So
The back door with the bear trap.
yeah, the back door with the bear trap is where she's now making her way. If you go, but like I said, since she's on the ground and she's kind of flailing about, if you were to run through the other door, because the other door leads to the same room that she's going to, you would probably beat her, because it's not a big cabin, but like I said, you have the advantage of being prone and knowing what you're going to do, whereas she's freaking out trying to get away from a wolf barking in her face.
A wolf, a goblin, a scary looking monk, and a scarecrow. And
Well,
all
she
intents
doesn't
and
know-
purposes, we look like a
Yeah.
villain troop.
Yeah, you guys look like the bad guys. That is very...
Because my robes are dark and menacing, and no, I go through the doorways to get behind her and just pop up.
To the side room or to the kitchen?
Basically whatever to get behind her to the way she's trying to get.
Okay, so yeah, so you cut through the other room back to the room with the door and the bear trap, and then so you're standing in the doorway to the kitchen.
Yeah,
Because it's not that big. You've got enough movement that you can go through there. Yeah, so you're standing at the door. So now Smek's awake. Piss Pants is barking at her in the kitchen. You're barring the other door. She's still on the ground. Raywald has heard the commotion. What's Raywald doing once he hears all the barking?
Assuming there aren't like a plethora of people coming down the road, I'm coming back into said house.
Yeah, you don't see anybody coming back. So you're making your way back to the house. You've got a walking speed of 30 feet. We're going to say that you make it into the doorway. You come in, and what you see is Smek in the living room kind of looking around, like walking towards Piss Pants. He doesn't know what's going on. He just knows that Piss Pants is barking. And you just saw Teo, as you're coming up, Teo went into the back room. So Piss Pants is barking at the one door. Smek's walking over there. Teo's in the back room, and you can make your way towards either door. At this, you've got enough. Yeah, you can go towards Piss Pants. You can follow towards Teo or whatever you want to do. Now that you're actually
the doors,
inside,
pretty much, if I go right in the middle, I can look in both doors. Are they such a nature?
from where you're at right now, you can kind of glance in. You look at the best angle, but from where you're at now, you can see through both doors. And you saw, what you saw was Teo went around the corner of the one. Like, he's going towards the kitchen, but he's taking the long way around for some reason. And Piss Pants is at the entrance, barking into the kitchen. So you don't know exactly what's going on, but you've inferred the kitchen's the place to be.
I'm gonna head towards the door that Piss Pants is barking into.
So you're going towards the Piss Pants door?
Yeah.
All right. That being said, okay, so that's happening. Smek is walking. So you and Smek are both going towards the same door. She has now seen. All right, so she's walking back. Let me see real quick if she sees Teo. How stealthily? No, because you were kind of running to block her.
Yeah,
path,
no,
so.
I wasn't trying to be stealthy. I was just trying to stop her.
Right. But she was still in a panic, so I still got to roll to see if because she's still focusing on the wolf attack. Not attacking her, but doing his best to distract her. So let me see if she notices you in all this. She has not noticed you. So being said,
I'm just imagining
what
her
happens-
backing up slowly and then just bumping into me.
That's kind of what happens. She was backing up, and then while keeping an eye on Piss Pants, she does like on back doing the crab walk. She flips over so that she can start to get up, but she's still looking behind her. So she gets up and she bolts through the door and she runs into you. Like solidly, like just runs into you, like not looking, totally focused on the wolf. So she has bumped into you. She looks up. It's still too dark, so you don't really got it. By this point, we're gonna say it's still dark, and your super roll doesn't count anymore. Too much has happened since then, so you can't really make out what's going on. But she has definitely ran into you. Piss Pants has started to advance. He still hasn't really attacked her, but he's still he's just barking at her, and he has pissed himself, of course. But he's like barking at her and kind of advancing. So now it's kind of like a small lady sandwich between Teo and Piss Pants. She hasn't got anywhere to go. She just ran into you. Teo, what are you going to do about it? Also about this time, you're seeing Raywalt and Smek come around the corner of the door.
I simply and calmly just go, now, lady, we have a few questions, and we would like some answers.
All right, hold on, roll, because I said her frightened. She instantly calms down, gets very calm, like, oh, okay.
Well, that went a lot easier than I thought. Hello, my name's Teo. Raywalt, can you calm Piss Pants down?
Agreed.
Yeah, Piss Pants is well trained enough that he realizes the situation. He calms down instantly.
Smek, can you like pull up a chair, clean it off a little bit for the Lassia?
He's already started. He's even got like some tea on the boil, which you didn't even stove, but he's already got it all going. Started pulling out some like cookies that he had on hand in a little pouch. Has a little silver platter ready to go. Consequently, his shield is also a silver platter. I haven't figured out what his weapon should be other than the sword for now. I was thinking like a small gentleman cane, maybe with like a sword in it.
Or a trident that looks
To
like
go
a
with
fork.
something. Yeah, something. You know,
But yeah.
to fit with but neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. But yes, Smek is already.
All right.
This is the whole situation is just taking a 180. Everyone, he's now setting everything up as the table's already made. Has a little flour in a vase. I said,
Okay.
very shortly you'll have tea and reheated biscuits.
So I get to her level because she's a halfling and I'm tall compared to her.
Now that there's actually like light and stuff in the kitchen, they I had it written down. It's like a wood nymph. I can't find my notes on this counter, but she's like a wood nymph or something, I think is what it is. They're basically like spirit creatures of the forest.
Ah.
Yeah. So
wood
nymph.
A fae.
Yeah, fae. There we go. I said I don't have my sheet on here, which I'm really glad this didn't get to combat because we're hunting that.
So
hasn't gotten to combat yet.
So I introduce myself. I am Teo Tataramoke. Who might you be?
Ah, crap. What was the name? I am Faye. The Faye. Oh, God,
Right.
I gotta quit doing that with names, which is horrible because there's another name coming up. Yeah, so we're gonna call her Freya the Faye.
All right, Freya. All right, Freya. Question: did we intrude on your place?
The forest is my home. No, this cabin. I saw you coming, and I thought you were bandits, and I just knew that the owners here had left and came to hide.
Well, at least we're on something of a similar page. We are bandits, and then I flip over my lapel to show her we're from an adventurers guild. We're here to take care of some bandits.
Hold on, she lives in the woods. Let me see how familiar she is with you guys. Well, that's a real pretty badge. Not sure what you're doing showing me pictures of snakes, but okay.
I figured this would work out better. We're from a group of people that like to take care of bad things.
Oh, okay. I have no idea where I'm going with this voice or anything at this point. This has gone off the rails for me because this was all supposed to be resolved. You guys were supposed to spend like 5 minutes in the cabin, and we've now been here for like a good little while now. Sorry. So okay. That would be great.
All right, cool. So we were just sleeping here. We weren't gonna try and take over anything. Just generally resting up before we went into a big fight with the bad guys. Sorry we disturbed you and made you a fright.
Well, if you're going to go after those bandits, they use traps. I know they got their front entrance. The entrance is trapped now. They've got a wire or something. Some sort of alarm going on in there.
Okay. That's good to know.
They're very lazy. And apparently they got the whole thing wired. I say it makes it easier.
Is it a catch-all switch?
Do what?
/line / whatever.
I'm sorry, you cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Is it a catch-all switch? Like, is everything wired to the same thing?
I don't know about that. No, she doesn't know. She just knows that. She explains the story that there. She tells you a story that she was walking by the, and while she was walking, she noticed a bear walk towards the cave, and as it walked towards the cave, it like tripped on a wire, and there was a loud noise that came from. And shortly after the noise, a couple of the bandits came out and shooed the bear away.
Okay, too easy.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
just cut that.
that's
shit.
the story she tells you.
We'll just cut that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, she tells you that, and she like points you on the direction. She
Alright.
tells you that. Yeah, she tells you that there was some food and stuff in the basement. You know, if you guys want to check that out, but she doesn't think there's anything special down there. There's some food if you guys want to replenish your supplies.
During all this time, how much time has passed? Is it dawn yet?
Ooh. Okay. Not quite. It's a couple hours before you're all full. But yeah, in the basement there's some food. There's some rotted food in jars and stuff.
Like kimchi rotted or don't eat me, I'm rotted.
Well, like I said, some of the jarred stuff's good, but some of you can tell is off. Like picking through it, you'd say it's about 50-50.
This is a short mission. It's not like we're going to be out here for months at a time. So I don't see.
Yeah, guys.
Agreed.
Okay, so you just like leave all the rotted food and everything for that. All right. So you guys bid Freya farewell. Because she has a name now, I'm sure you'll see her again at some point in the future. So you bid her farewell. You start making your way through the woods, being kind of stealthy, because you know now that you guys are, like I said, about an hour and a half away from it. If you guys left now, you still get there before daylight. Yeah, you guys are leaving about an hour before you guys had planned, but you're pretty much rested now. So there's no reason not to go now, unless you guys have.
Yeah. No, I don't see.
No,
Okay, so you guys so you guys make your way there. You make your way. You can see the cave entrance. The sun started to come up. There's a little bit of light on the horizon, so you're not at a total disadvantage getting through the woods right now, and everybody else is good. Like I said, especially with everybody else leading you. So you find the entrance. You see the cave. You don't see anybody. We'll say you're about 50 feet away from the cave. You see the entrance to the cave. You've kind of rested out, and you're staking. You're staking out the situation. What do you guys do?
I'm looking for the tripwire so we can just cut it and just move a little bit more freely.
All right. Yeah, you know that there's for a fact there's the tripwire at the front of the mouth of the cave, and the cave's also been dug out because you can see where, like I said, the dwarves had kind of gone into the place and turned it into like a giant. It was like a giant. Like not a castle, but it was kind of like a fort.
Is there anywhere we can observe the cave while still hidden?
Yeah, that's what you guys are kind of doing right now. Like the cave leads out into like a little clearing in the woods, because like I said, it used to be inhabited not too long ago, about 50 years ago or so. So there's still a clearing that leads to it, and that's kind of the path that you guys have been following. Was like an old road that's kind of overgrown a bit. So where you're at now, like I said, you're 50 feet away. You're pretty well hidden. And you can see the entryway from here. And you can kind of see where it's been, like some of it's been carved. So like I said, where it used to be like a fort,